The main points of the reading is the explanation of the change of power dynamic that was the Japanese Americans before World War II and after the war. After the war, Japanese Americans were gaining a lot of social, political, and economic power in Hawaii, while other minority groups such as Filipino Americans and Native Americans were struggling. These ethnic groups and many others were highlighted in the example of the Vietnam War draft and the burning of the draft cards at Manoa. A connection that I have with this is my grandfather, who was a Japanese Okinawan American that was drafted into the war, and I would know more about his perspective of the war and if the racism and discrimination affected him, but he unfortunately passed. Another connection that would be linked to me would be to think about how us students currently would be drafted back then versus the political views that the state of Hawaii holds currently. I think that the racism and views on the war are dramatically different currently than during the time set in the reading. The two questions that I'll be answering is, before reading Hapa, the word of power, did you know the actual meaning of the word Hapa? And the second question, do you think the word Hapa is still relevant or powerful word today? I did know the meaning of the word Hapa because when I grew up, I heard adults like teachers or family members or so on describe other adults or kids as Hapa. I didn't know what it meant, so I asked my parents what it meant, and they explained it to me normally. I only knew it as its meaning of mixed races. In Hawaii, it isn't uncommon for someone to be of multiple races or ethnicities, so it was a common word to describe or a guess of someone's background. I think it's still a common word, but it's becoming less common as more people don't fully learn its meaning and try not to. With that being said, I don't think that it holds as much power as it did or as the reading describes it to have. I also don't think that it holds as much power due to more and more people in Hawaii becoming of mixed races, or like it's not as uncommon for people to be of mixed race or to be described as that.